What is going on, everyone? Leon checking in, and we're at it again with another episode. Today's content is an increased focus on electronics maintenance with the battery-powered compressed air duster. So the idea behind this product is saving money and reducing environmental waste by eliminating the purchase of compressed air cans. As always, clarity and authenticity are important for the content, which is why it's important for me to mention that I did purchase this item. Now, in order for you to find the portion of the video you're most interested in, I've also included watermarks to identify each section. And if you're watching on YouTube and are looking for more content related to this topic, you can find it on the Lit or Life Improving Technology playlist. All things said, let's go ahead and get into it. So here we are with the unbox of the battery-powered compressed air duster. Images on packaging demonstrate case uses such as PC or automotive detailing, air duster performance, as well as battery charging procedure. Opening the lid reveals all contents snug inside. Contents include the battery-powered air duster, a series of attachments, some brushes to work with, a USB cable, which is also USB-C by the way, a huge plus, user manual, and protective sleeve. And as always, you can find this item on Amazon by clicking on the link in the pinned comment. Overall, this is a very simple unbox, but it is effective, giving us a rating of 9 of 10. So let's talk operation and performance of the battery-powered compressed air duster. First, we have a good list of accessories, which includes some brushes, but most importantly, the 5 different attachments, which are great for different use case scenarios. They're easy to install and they stay in place securely. So let's talk operation. First, we have the power button, which is easy to fill out. It's a good size and it features good feedback as though it is spring loaded. So it features a bit of resistance when pressing it. Feels good overall. Now, if we press and hold that power button for 3 seconds, it's going to put us into our first mode, which is the lowest pressure setting by default. If we press that button again, it's going to put us into mode 2. That's going to be a medium mode. And if we press the button again, it's going to put us into mode 3, which is the highest pressure setting. And it's very comparable to certainly a can of pressurized air. Now, if we press that button again, it's going to put us into standby mode. And if we press the button after that, it allows the unit to turn back on, with the slight con of it going into mode 1, the default. So if you want to get back to mode 2 or 3, you got to press the button several times again. But let's go ahead and give this a try. Now, if you take a close look too, you'll see that we have a really bright LED light. And what I also like about this unit is that it stands upright. So take a good look at that light. Now, as you might have noticed, this battery-powered air duster is going to be quite loud. Let's do a test sample with the mic right next to it. As for where a majority of the sound comes from, surprisingly, it doesn't seem to be the wind itself that's outputted from this unit, but instead the built-in internal motor, which is rated to spin up to 110,000 RPM. Now, as for turning off this unit, it seems that there are 2 methods. The first one being mentioned in the directions, and it states long press power button to turn it off when it is in turn on status. But I also noticed that if you leave the unit in standby it seems to turn off automatically. So if you just quickly press the button again, it's not going to go into mode 1 or turn on at all after a certain amount of time. And now we have our rating for operation and performance, which is a 9 of 10 here due to simple functionality and very strong air pressure. The largest cons here would be the device noise, which is loud enough to make you consider wearing earplugs, and I also do recommend doing so. And the idea that when you want to come out of standby to resume operation, you default to mode 1, which isn't a huge inconvenience, but in order to get to mode 2 or mode 3, you have to press that power button several of times. So let's talk battery and charging performance of the battery powered compressed air duster. First, this unit is rated to have a large 7,600 milliamp hour battery, which should give users a long enough runtime in between charges. Now, to give you an idea of battery performance, I've used this duster for all the clips that you see in this video, and before doing so, I actually charged the unit, and I use the unit on all the different modes, and I haven't had to charge it yet. Now, to give a bit more context, this was about a week ago that I charged the unit before performing all the clips shown in this video. Now, when it comes to charging, the good news is we do have a USB-C port on the rear. Huge plus. You might expect for some of these items to ship with a micro USB port, which would not be a huge surprise, but is a very outdated port by 2023 standards. Now, when it comes to plugging in a USB-C cable, of course, you can use the cable that's supplied with the packaging, or any other USB-C cable will work fine. Plugging in is going to be nice and smooth, and there's also very little play. I would say you have about the normal amount of play you would expect for a USB-C device. Now, while this unit is charging, there are just a few points that I would like to mention. First, being very important to me, the unit stands upright while charging. This just gives you a very nice presentation. Now, more on the minor side, you can see that we have some light bleed through here, and that's actually going to come from the LED status light indicator, which can be seen right here. The light bleed through isn't a huge con, but just something I noticed. Now, if you see that LED indicator blink in red, that means that the unit is charging, and when the unit is done charging, that light is going to turn to an always on green. As for this LED indicator, it should have been larger in my opinion, especially for those who are visually impaired. This may be somewhat hard to see, so there is a point lost here. Overall rating for battery and charging when it comes to this air duster is going to be an 8 of 10. So that is it for today's content. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, please leave a like. If you're watching on YouTube and have any questions or comments, as always, drop those down below and I'll do my best to answer them. Now, there are 3 ways you can support the content. The first way is to click on the Amazon storefront link in the description below. There you'll find items that I have bought or would buy, and anything you buy from the storefront does support the content. The next way you can show your support is just by sharing this content with someone who might enjoy it or find it useful. And the last way you can show your support is just by clicking the subscribe button. Now, liking and subscribing are important because those are your ways to vote on whether you like the content. Liking and subscribing are also important for new viewers and listeners. If new viewers and listeners see likes and subscribers, they're going to think that the content is helpful, worth watching, and listening to. And as always, thanks for watching, and may the universe flow in your favor. And until next time, Leon checking out.
You